Let's turn to another of our top stories tonight. The one rank, one pension protest has now taken a decisive political turn. The war veterans battling the centre now say they will actually go into poll-bound Bihar to campaign against the BJP for what they say is going back on their promise on the issue. With the agitation now becoming a political tug-of-war, that demand of the servicemen may force them to take political positions. Jugal Purohit reports.
For the past 78 days, the veterans have waged a long and an often lonely battle against the government over the immediate implementation of one rank, one pension. And with no breakthrough yet, the ex-servicemen have now decided to take the OROP battle to Bihar. With crucial Bihar elections round the corner, the former defense personnel are now planning to target the government's unkept promises in the poll-bound state. The ex-servicemen have sworn to campaign against the BJP's unkept promises, issuing it a 7-day ultimatum.
As and when the Bihar elections are announced, we will not only here, in any place, wherever the elections are announced, we will go and educate the electorates over there to see that they should, before they vote for anyone who breaks the assurances, they should watch out.
And even as the war heroes are all set to take their agitation nationwide, the hunger strike at Jantar Mantar continues.
See, the question here is every Indian is basically political. It is to say that every Indian is apolitical is wrong. We have been making a loud announcement from the manch here. We will not ask any of our members to vote for so-and-so party or not vote for so-and-so party. We will only say these promises were made, they have not been fulfilled. Gentlemen, make your choice.
A section within the BJP has now charged the veterans of not being flexible and playing into political hands.
As far as whatever is going between government and this defense personnel, ex-soldiers, what I feel that it is being politicized because it seems otherwise government has almost agreed to most of their demands. So now they should be not so rigid on their demands.
With war veterans targeting the BJP, will the face-off dent the party's prospects in the poll-bound state? Sources telling India Today it's just the last mile that needs to be covered, and if the veterans and the government succeed in the final phases of their negotiation, this could come to a successful conclusion. With cameraman Alok Das in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Our face-off tonight, are the veterans now getting themselves embroiled in a political tug-of-war? Group Captain retired V.K. Gandhi, General Secretary, Indian Ex-Servicemen Movement, who's been spearheading this agitation, joining me now. Also joining me is GVL Narasimha Rao of the BJP. Appreciate both of you joining us. General Gandhi, are you all, Group Captain Gandhi, are you all somewhere pushing yourselves into a political tug-of-war where you will only end up embarrassing yourself if tomorrow you have to go out and campaign during the Bihar elections? Is that a threat? Do you really want to go out and campaign during the Bihar elections against the Modi government?
It is incorrect to say that we are wanting to push ourselves in the political arena. No. What we are only trying to say is that in India, every Indian has a right to have his vote and vote for his candidate of his choice. What we want to tell everybody that, look friends, vote for a person, vote for a party who fulfills the promises, and don't vote for a person or a party who makes a promise, sells a dream, but does not have intentions to fulfill. And that's exactly what we've been saying from the munch. We have never said, we have never favored any party, and we have never said vote for so-and-so or don't vote for so-and-so.
But aren't you effectively, by saying that you will go out and campaign in the Bihar elections and you will tell the people of Bihar that Narendra Modi's government or the Prime Minister himself has reneged on the promise, aren't you effectively somewhere drawing yourself into a political battle? Is that what you want?
But my dear friend, the question here is, It is for the BJP to say that they have made a promise. It is for the Prime Minister to say that they have made a promise, and they must explain to us as to why are they not able to fulfill their promise. Why are they reneging back? Why are they failing to do so? Nobody has given us any explanation till date.
GVL Narasimha Rao, respond to what you are hearing from Group Captain Gandhi, that the BJP today could find itself facing an embarrassment, that the Prime Minister who claimed this is a nationalist government that stands for our ex-servicemen or our servicemen is today finding the ex-servicemen saying that the Prime Minister has betrayed them. They might even campaign against your government in Bihar. Mr. Rao?
I think far from this, I think Honorable Prime Minister on repeated occasions reiterated the government's commitment to implement this promise. The Prime Minister has reiterated the promise, and we have been in power for 15 months. I don't want to get into a debate with a veteran, with somebody from the armed forces, but I would certainly make my points. I would tell them, what have you done? When the Congress party promised it in its manifesto in 2004 and refused to even discuss it in 2008.
But Mr. Rao, the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister gave a commitment.
22,000 medals to the government.
Didn't the Prime Minister give a commitment?
War medals, service medals. But we are a different government. We will. No. The Prime Minister, the government is saying even today. We are discussing, we have discussed with them. I think if they want to turn political, I think it would be doing a great disservice to the Indian Army and to the tradition of our armed forces, who have always remained apolitical, who have the support of the entire country, the whole nation holds our armed forces in very high esteem. As a party, we are a party, we consider, we keep armed forces in a very high pedestal.
Okay, let me get Group Captain Gandhi.
Appeal to the
just a minute, Narasimha Rao.
Have trust in this government. The Prime Minister has not only promised, he's reiterated the commitment.
Group Captain Gandhi, are you willing to give the Prime Minister the benefit of doubt, or do you believe that when the Prime Minister said in the election campaign of 2014 that OROP will be implemented, you expected it to happen within a certain finite time frame? Do you believe that the government is buying time, which is why you are threatening now to go into the Bihar elections to put pressure on the government?
I can tell you one thing. We are not putting any pressure on the government. I can also tell you one thing, that if any person in India can deliver one rank, one pension, it is the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi. But the only question which we don't understand, the only problem which we don't understand is what is holding him back? What is the problem that his ministers are speaking in different languages? On one side, Defence Minister has made it very clear that it is 8,300 crores total expenditure on the one rank, one pension, and about 160 crores for the annual increments.
Are you putting pressure on the Prime Minister, sir? My final question. Are you putting those figures we've debated, sir, in the past? I'm asking you, are you trying to put pressure on the Prime Minister by threatening? Is this a threat that you will go to Bihar and campaign against the government? Is this a threat to put pressure on the Prime Minister?
No, sir, we are not putting any pressure on the Prime Minister. We are not even insisting on it. But what we are only trying to say is, you made a promise, please fulfill it. Okay. Don't remain a dream merchant.
Okay.
Just dreams are given and dreams are to be fulfilled. The only problem coming up here is that the people in the ministry, finance ministry, are giving exorbitant figures to the Prime Minister, whereas the figures given by the Defence Minister are the correct figures.
Okay, we are going to leave it there. You believe that this is now the politics of being a dream merchant, and you are asking the Prime Minister. Yes, one final point, GVL Narasimha Rao. I have 30 seconds.
Rajdeep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the government is very, very sincere about implementing this in the soonest time frame possible. Veterans have waited for 33 years. Successive governments have not done this. It is only this Prime Minister who is keen on doing this very quickly in a time frame. We consider this to be a very just demand. But I think out of pique if veterans lose their patience and make comments, they could actually be doing a disservice to the institution that they served for so long.
Okay,
and they made it proud.
I'm going to leave it
let
there.
us keep this institution's
credentials
intact. Let them not do anything that could really bring down the view, bring down the public esteem in the institution.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I will carry forward this debate.
For 78 days, and no government official has ever come to.
I take your point, Group Captain. I take your point well.
The government had been very
I take your point, gentlemen. I take your points. Let's take a break.